All right, guys, welcome to Trading with Meatball. And we have a request to draw a chart. So we're going to draw a chart, and you can draw charts, your own charts, however the fuck you want to. If you don't like my charts, you draw your own charts. No, we're just kidding. But that's what this channel's about. We want you to draw your own charts. A little tidbit here, and this will help everybody. I know the guys on my Discord will be watching this video. There was Fed speak today at 12, and one of the guys in the Discord said, "Hey, isn't the Fed going to run their mouth any minute?" It was like, right before 12. And then tomorrow it's at 1. Look what the SPY did right about 12 o'clock here. 11:40, 11:45, 12 o'clock dump. Boom, right on time. And a big candle, too. They push it below the 20 MA, which is a yellow line, with one big candle. When it came above the 20 MA right here, it was a good entry for the calls, and some of our guys got that. That's our SPY system. We like to trade when it goes over or above or under, whatever. So SMCI is a request. Let's take a look at it. Super micro computers. We go to a 1 hour. I just want to see zoom out. And you can draw any way you want to. There's no correct way. There's no right way. I guess there's some general rules, but when I was a stockbroker 25 years ago, we just put a ruler against the screen and guess, because we didn't have all these software tools like you guys did. I remember when Windows came out, it was a big deal. We had to learn DOS. Uh, yeah, you guys don't even know what that is. I know, right? Okay, so we zoomed out. We wanted to see the big picture, the 5 year, right? And this is like a weekly. And that's a big old cup and handle there. Upside down head and shoulders, whatever you want to call it. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's go to a 2 hour. I'm just going to take a look at it here. I see this right here already. Okay, and we'll go to the 1 hour. And the first thing I do is I wanted to zoom out to see, because when I zoom out, what I'm looking for on the 5 years, I'm looking back here in the past. Okay, and if you do that to something like, oh, I don't know, well, let's pick the SPY, okay, because it has data. We go back, and I'm looking for this, like what was the biggest it was before, because as it approaches a new high, I want this top to be a zone, and that's what we have plotted there. So let's go back to SMCI. That's what I was looking for when I zoom out to the 5 year. I want to see how big was it in the past. I want to know if there's any zones back here in the past, and there's not. So these are the zones I'm looking for. And to draw on these, I'm going to go for a 1 hour. And anywhere there's chop, we can draw a zone. They're going to be huge zones on the 5 minute, though, if you draw them on the 1 hour. So make them real skinny right here. And we're just going to start with that one. That's an obvious zone, anywhere there was chop, right? So we'll start with just a couple zones. I usually like to draw lines first, but I'm going to do a couple zones here just to illustrate how we identify the zones on the larger time frames. Anywhere there's chop, keep it small though, because that's going to be huge on a 5 minute candle. This is a 1 hour. We are drawing on the 1 hour, and we're looking for chop. There's a lot of it, right? And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of zones here, right? All right, well, that's good enough for now. Um, there's one right there. It rejected, or it did something right there. So, all right, good enough. So let's draw some lines. Let's draw some lines. Let's go back here to where it lifted off. I don't want the very bottom. I want the first kind of retracement like this. See how this is the bottom right here? And then this is like maybe the first dip, and then it goes up. That's what I want. I want that. Why am I doing that? Well, we want the body of the movement. I don't have to catch the whole movement, and I certainly don't want the tips of the candles, but we want the body of the movement, okay? And so you might even argue to discount this peak, and some people would argue put it up a little bit higher, like up in here, so we're catching the body like right here. And we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that. Catch the body of it. Let's go to a 30-minute. We want the body of the movement. You see how it's right along the bottom of this, and it touches that, and so it scalped over that. It didn't catch the very bottom. I like that. One of the more points you can line up, the better. And so right here it lines up, and you can adjust these while you're trading, But I like to see how it reacts when we trade them. Like the SPY today was reacting off of our trend lines. It's been reacting. SPY's been reacting off our trend lines right here, and then right here. Okay, The QQQ, same thing. Let's go back to the subject for today's SMCI. All right, so we got a trend here on the 1 hour. It's trying to do something, right? Man, this thing's just there we go. Okay. All right, now I want to channel, and we're on a daily, so that's really kind of fucked up, but I needed the whole thing. All right, we'll do 1 hour. I'm gonna make it a channel, guys. I can see right here along the top. Okay, and so the more points we can line up, the better. And that's really anorexically thin. I don't know if this would stand up in court, guys, but I want this right here is what I want. I want this like this. I want these three peaks right here. I want to and capture in some kind of a I guess we'll just go like that. And so is that perfect? No, but it gives me an idea of what it's capable of, what's the path, the current path that it's on. And this is from October, the middle of October, when it dropped into this channel, and it goes up and it retraced and it goes up and it retraced and it goes up. And so ever since October, November, December, now January, that's 4 months it's been in this channel. So now we're isolating the movement. We're isolating what's going on into the last 4 months, okay? And we can go back like we did before to the bigger chart. And what's the biggest peak? Let's get it. Let's just draw a zone there at the top of this candle right here. So we know when it gets there, it's reaching an all-time high, okay? Let's go back to the 1 hour. And I'm good, man. Let's do the 15 minute. All right. So now 15 minutes, what I like to draw on to plot my entry. Okay. And something like this where you spot a pattern, we're going to go like this and say, okay, on the 15 minute, it's showing entry here. It's showing entry right there, right? And then a pattern will fail eventually. Okay, and we play the pattern as many times as we can until it fails. JP Morgan's a good example. JP Morgan had a good pattern going on, and she gave us multiple retracements for several week upon week upon week. She gave little retracements, and Lyft was doing this, and Lemonade was doing this, and then it failed the pattern. Okay, and so they don't all go on forever. But while it's in the channel and it's given us obvious setups, then you can predict, it's having trouble getting over here. But look how high it went. Look how high it went this time. It went higher. It's a series of higher highs, like from here, and this is the next one a little higher, and the next one a little higher. Okay, so it's trying to get up to this all-time high, which is this one. We'll just make it bright red, right? And so will it do it? It sure looks like it, man. It sure looks like it. And so this is our entry. Is it going to do it perfectly? No. It may not ever come down here, but we try to draw target entries so we don't chase things. All right, so going into the 5 minute now, and let's look what she did. God damn it. Let's look at what it did today. Let's look at what it did today. Okay, we're going to mark the opening print. Let's get rid of the volume. Mark the opening print and the 18th right here. There you go, close enough. All right. All right, so today was a nice dump, right? And then it flattened out in this zone. So let's take a look at this zone right here. What's she doing? What's this zone doing? Where does it come from? How far does it go back? She stopped here, so we're going to analyze this thing. This is where she stopped, and I like it because it was stopping here the other day. But right now, for the last couple days, you're on a downward trend for the last couple days. Okay. So it has to come back up, obviously. But right now on the bigger time frame, on the 15 minute, it's still within the upward channel. It's only retracing down, but it's still in this upward channel. As long as it reverses here, when? Tomorrow or the next day, right? So it has to reverse here to stay in this upward channel. The anticipation is the last couple of days it's been going down, and if it keeps this pattern, then it's going to go down for the next couple of days. That's just a prediction based on on the chart in front of me, right? You can also look at volume, and I like the 15 minute. And so look down here, and any place that we can find that has the volume coming up real high and the wicks on the candles go down, then something's going on. So we stop and look. Here's one, and it's red, and this was kind of a reversal. Okay, so the sellers exhausted there, and the buyers took over a little bit, and it stabilized. Okay, and here's a big green one right here. You can line it up with that spike right there, but it wicked off that zone and stopped because that's about the highest it's ever been. That's where we marked that zone. Same thing here. This was a leg up, green volume, leg up. So I'm looking for where the biggest volume is. But I'm also, what I'd like to see is the candlesticks uh, correlating with that volume. And what I mean is like a reversal. So, like right here, it was coming down a little bit, and you got this huge green coming up. And no, we got a reversal, didn't we? You can see the same thing if you go to like the SPY today, where it reversed right here, about 3 or 2. I'm sorry, what it says 145. So you can see the volume, and the candles were coming down, and the volume was coming up, and that was a reversal. And it did a little bit of the same thing right here, okay, and on this one too. So you can see where the volume comes into play and the reversals take place. But going back to charting SMCI, that was the request. The best I can do is look at the pattern on the 15-minute and draw an entry and take a guess. And that's what we did tonight. We're going to finish taking this pattern or this zone back a little bit because we want to go back as far in time as we can with this zone because it stopped there. I want to know why. Right? So if you go back left, you'll get answers. And so no big answers right here. If it had lined up with this or this, I would have said something, but no big answers right here. So, oh, you know what? Here's my answer right there. Look at that peak right there back in October. Okay. So that is a key area, and it's almost the peak of this. And so she stopped there, guys. And so I'm going to mark this as green. And if it holds that, then we're calling that support. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and post that in our Discord, and I'll put the video up there. You guys come join us for free in the Discord. It don't cost nothing. We just trade ideas and charts. Nobody tells you what to do. I'm still on Twitter. I put some stuff on there like today. Does anyone have the eggs to say they took a trade? Or are y'all just going to wait till it moons and then claim credit? This was the Q early in the morning. And of course it ran and then retraced, and it gave us a good entry later. But there's your chart, guys. I hope it helps somebody. You can draw lines any way you want to. There's no perfect way to do it, but I hope we helped you out a little bit. And God bless you guys, and good luck, okay?